of clients here in Kansas City that are part of the animal health industry and Scarborough's kind of known for some of our expertise in that area. We have a couple questions in regards to that. Do people in Sweden, do they typically own more dogs or cats as a general?
I would say about 50-50. If you're like a dog person, you don't have a cat, or if you're a cat person, you don't have a dog. But pets are quite like common in Sweden.
So since they're quite common, I know in America we have a trend where animal owners are they're treating their pets or their loved one their pets as loved ones, which they should be, but more like almost children. So do you see that as a trend in Sweden as well? Are pets?
Yeah, absolutely, and they spend a lot of money into the pet industry.
That's good. Good for those people in those industries. So take note of those if you're listening. What is the market perception in terms of maybe high-end products and food versus mass-produced products for pets? I guess you kind of answered a little bit, but are they?
Well, I think it differs a bit where consider where you live in Sweden. Like big city areas, they want to have more of the high-end products, but when you go out on the countryside, you can give them more or less leftovers.
They're not as picky as what you're saying.
No, that's for sure.
Oh. Well, that's good. I suppose that's a lot like America too. In our rural areas, the products tend to be more mass produced than high-end boutique products. So, and you may mention this a little bit ago in this last question. So you think the high-end products will be more welcomed as a trend as it's continuing to rise for pets?
Yeah, absolutely.
More companies bring those products in. Okay,
that's for sure.
What are the countries from which some of these products do you know offhand?
We do have some. We do have some production in Sweden, of course, and but mainly I would say we import pet food from other European countries.
Okay.
Because Europe, every country in Europe is really close located to each other. So it's like 2 days trucking from Germany up to Sweden. So it's nothing considered when it comes to transport times.
So it's much like the U.S. in that regard, where you guys all act as other states or locations are really close to each other, which is great.
It's more like domestic U.S., right?
Okay. So can you update? Coming back to pet food manufacturing and pet food industries, we have a question here that has asked about pet food manufacturing in Sweden. Did you mention earlier that are there pet food manufacturers in Sweden, or is all the food that you guys use?
There's at least one.
Okay, so there is some local production.
Yeah.
Would you say the majority still is imported though, from Europe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. We have another kind of animal sector or animal health question. Are there feed mills or feed farms to feed the animals, or do a lot of them just eat the grass or the forage on the ground?
I would say both. It depends. We do focus a lot of like eco-friendly solutions in Sweden nowadays. So if you like have free-going cows, you can charge a bit more for the meat. So it's becoming more popular nowadays. But of course, we have like food farms as well.
Okay. So does that, or I guess you, like most farmers would, you would just store the hay or the grass during the winter times, because you probably, if they're up in the rural areas, exactly. It can be tough to feed them.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So there are, just like in America, we do have, it can be profitable for some farmers to, be like all grass fed or all natural or organic, but it can also cost a lot more to get that type of feed.
Exactly.
Okay. All righty. Well, that's good.
Sweden do focus a lot on the environment the last 10 years and try to eat eco-friendly food, try to drive eco-friendly cars. So we do put a lot of focus into that kind of stuff.
Trying to take care of the country you inhabit. That's a great thing.
Yeah. a bit like you have in California, right? They're
Yes.
quite
Yeah.
onto it.
Yes. Yes.